So let's continue to project 4. We need to open up contributions 2. Okay, there it is. So we have the name of the school, Design Institute, and we have contributors, people that are contributing to the college. Some of the contributors are companies, and some of the contributors are individuals, people, and we can see the amount of the contribution in column C. So somehow we need to organize this list of contributors. So let's take a look. So what we need to do is we need to, before row 4, we need to insert a blank row, okay, and type organizations in cell A4. So let's come up here. So these are organizations. They're not people, not individuals. And down here, we see individuals. So let's click on the label here, the row heading label and we're going to insert, and that pushes all the other data down. So the first set of contributors are going to be organizations. And then we want to go to row 23, and we want to insert 2 blank rows. Okay, so let's go to 23. And at 23, we see the first individual. Above 23, these are all companies. Oops, don't want to change anything here. So we're going to separate the company contributors from the individual contributors. So we do that first by inserting 2 blank rows. And we'll do that again. Right click, insert. We have 2 blank rows there now. And now I believe we need to put the label of individual in cell A24. So let's go to A24, and these are all individuals. Now the formatting is different here. Here we see this is in blue and bold. This is regular text down here where it says individuals, but I think we're going to fix that a little bit later. So we want to bold cell A24. So let's do that first. So we're going to bold it. And then after that, we're going to select A24 to C24. So before we do anything, let's select A24 to C24. Okay, so it's row 24. And if necessary, click the Home tab. And then what we want to do is we want to use the Format Painter button. We want to copy the format from row 24 to row A. So this is row 24, and we want to copy it to row A. So the Format Painter is kind of neat, and people have been using Office for many years, and they don't know about it. It looks like a little paintbrush. So what you're doing here is you're not copying the text or the formula or the content of the cell. You're copying the formatting. Now, before I do that, let me give you an example here. Let me just type in some text here. Over here, I'll type in some other text. Now, watch what I do here. I'm going to put some shading in there, bold it, change the font, and so on. Now, watch what I do here. I'm going to click the Format Painter. Notice my cursor looks like a paintbrush. Let me click on the other cell. And now I've transferred or copied the formatting from the original cell to this cell over here. So that is what we're going to do next. Okay, so let's highlight these cells here, row 24. Click the Format Painter, scroll up, and I think we're going to copy the formatting to row 4. So I'm just going to highlight those cells only, and we've now copied the formatting. Let's continue to the next question. Okay, so now we're going to select 4 rows. Okay, sorry, we're going to select all the rows from row 4 to 22. So remember, you have to hold down the shift key. So let me read that again. 4 to 22. So this is row 4. Hold the shift key down and go to 22. And now all those rows have been selected. And what we need to do next is from the data tab, we're going to create an outline. Okay, and so we go to the group tab, a group indicator line. Okay, so we're going to click the group button. So let's go ahead and try that. So let's go to the data tab, and we're going to create a group here. Okay, so let's go to outline and create a group. Okay, so you can see here, this here is, we've grouped together all the organizations that make contributors, and we can collapse that. We can just click the minus sign, it collapses. We can, it's hidden in here now, we don't see it, and then we can click expand, and then it pulls it all out again. Okay, so let's go to the next question. So we're going to highlight all the rows from 24 to 35. Okay, so these are the individual contributors. Okay, so 24, and we are going to we're going to create another group. So 24 to 35. So scroll down, here is 24. So just click on it, and we're going to go all the way down to 35. So hold the shift key down. They're all selected now, and now we can create a group out of them. So let's go ahead and select group, and we can see here that we have a second group that we can collapse. So right now we don't see any contributors. If I click the first plus sign, I see the organizations. And if I click the second plus sign, I see only the individual contributors. Okay, let's expand everything and continue with the project. So on the data tab, okay, click this, we did that. Now we want to select rows 5 to 22. Okay, so we're going to go up, and this time we're only interested in 5 to 22. We're only interested in the organization name, the organizations themselves, and not the label at the top. So what are we going to do next? So on the data tab, we want to do sort and filter. So we return to the data tab, and we have all the options to sort and filter right there. And let's see exactly what it is we have to do. We have to click the sort button. So let's click sort, and let's see exactly how it is we need to sort. So remember, sorting means to arrange things from highest to lowest, or maybe you have some other way you want to sort. So in the sort and filter group, click sort. In the sort dialog box, clear my data has headers. Okay, so we want to clear that. My data has headers, so there's no checkbox there. Okay, what does that do? Well, it means that when you're doing the sorting, okay, you don't want to include any label, but notice from the beginning, we didn't select the label organization. We just started in the data, so we want to make sure this is not cleared. Had we selected everything, then we would need to check this box here. Okay, now in the sort by drop-down menu, we're going to sort by column B. Okay, so let's sort by column B. So how are we going to sort? We're going to sort by fund. And how are we going to do this? Column B, select column B in the drop-down menu, ensure in the order drop-down menu, ensure A to Z appears. click add a level, and then we're going to do a subsort. So let's make sure we're sorting by A to Z. So we want to sort alphabetically. So we're sorting alphabetically A to Z. So we're going to be going up. And now we're going to add another level. What we're going to do is we're going to sort again by column C, and we're going to sort largest to smallest. So let's do that now. So we're going to add another level. Okay, C. Now remember what you have in column C? You have the numbers, and we want to see the biggest contributors at the top and the smallest contributors at the bottom. Okay, so we have a sort within a sort, and I think we're ready to click the OK button. So let's click OK, and let's see what we have. And there it is. So we can see it's sorted alphabetically, okay, by the type of contribution. There are endowment contributions, general, and so on. And within each of these, we can see that we have sorted again from highest to lowest. So you have your main sort, which is alphabetical. And within each of these, we're sorting again from highest to lowest. Okay, so that's pretty useful. Let's go on now, and we're going to select columns 25 to 35, and we're going to repeat the exact same steps. So let's highlight 25 to 35. We're going to click sort. First, we're going to sort by column B. We want it alphabetical going up. Let's add a level, and then we're going to sort by column C. We're interested in the contributions, the largest to the smallest contributions. We click OK, and we see the same result down here. Okay, so let's continue, and then in cell 3 to 35, okay, be sure that the column headings in row 3 are included in the selection. So we want to highlight everything from 3 to 35. So we come up to the top, we select row 3, we go down, we hold the shift key down, and we click 35, and now we have all those rows selected. So what do we have to do after they're all selected? Again, we're going to go to the Data tab on the outline group. We're going to click Subtotal. So Subtotal is a powerful button. It does a great deal. So let's click Subtotal. And how are we going to do this subtotaling? Well, if you just look at it, there are some options here. Okay, we may want to put a subtotal for all the company contributors and another subtotal down here for the individual contributors. We may want other subtotals for the type of contribution, endowment contributions, general operating costs, and so on. So there are a lot of possibilities here. So let's click subtotal, bring up the dialog box, and see exactly how they want us to organize or summarize this data. So in at each change, select fund. Okay, at each change, we're going to look at fund. So fund again here is the type of contribution. Okay, what do we want to do? Well, we want to we want to go to use function list dialog box. We want to do a sum. Okay, so we're summing, we're adding up. Okay, let's continue. In the add subtotal to, okay, verify that you have amount selected, and I see amount is now selected. So you can see the subtotal button has a lot of intelligence. It knew we wanted to do a sum, and it looked at the data and it saw that only column C, okay, the amount, has data that can be summed up. Now you can do all kinds of things here. You can do average, max, but in this case we're just doing a sum. So let's continue. And then near the bottom of the box, verify only replace current subtotals and summary below data are selected. So we want replace current and summary below. So replace current and summary below. We don't want any page breaks in there. That has to be deselected. And I think we're ready to click OK. Okay, so let's see what happens. We click OK, and there it is. Okay, so the total of the endowment type contribution for companies, here's the total right there, and the same amount for individuals is down there. So you can see the power of the subtotal button in Excel. So you click OK. You want to highlight 45. Okay, highlight row 45. Use the Format Painter to copy the formatting from row 45 to 44. Okay, so use the Format Painter on 45. Okay, so we're going to come back here and we're going to copy it to 44. And then after we do that, we're going to delete row 45. So I don't think that step is especially needed. We may want to see the total of both the individual and organizational contributions, but in this case, they don't want it. They just want to delete that row. Okay, and I think I forgot to do highlighting. I think at some point it said to do a highlight. So let's go ahead and do a highlight right there. Okay, and I think we're pretty much done at this point. We're ready to save this file. So let's do a right-click copy. And there we go. We've saved the file.